Hi, I'm Barry Dowsett, the CEO of Myriad Associates. Now in this short video, I'm going to talk to you about R&D tax credits and the fundamental changes that have come into effect on the 1st of April 2023. Now I've been claiming R&D or involved in claiming R&D tax credits for over 20 years, and the changes that have come through recently are probably one of the biggest that I've seen. So I'm going to quickly go through those with you. There's going to be a focus here on startups and new claimants, because there's now this wonderful notification form, and also there's another form which comes into effect which is going to impact all R&D tax claims. So let's get on. I've got a few slides and also a few things to discuss with you. Okay, fine. So first thing to say here is a pre-notification form. So that has to be completed for R&D tax claims made starting on or after, to accounting period, on or after the 1st of April 2023. You have to have this pre-notification form, has to be completed by, new claimants or those that have not made a claim in the last 3 years, that's accounting periods. You have until 6 months after your accounting period to submit this pre-notification form. It's done online. And as I said, it's for new claimants or those that have not made a claim in their last 3 accounting periods. Okay, I'll show you a quick look at the form. So here we go. So it's very simple. It's a notification form, pretty straightforward information. It wants business name, corporation tax reference number, your UTR, your name, your role, your telephone number, agent details if you have one. You don't have to have one, but if you've got one, that would be great. But the important point is the one here, the last question, in actual fact, R&D projects. You must enter this information about all the projects that you intend to claim for. It's extremely important because you need to notify HM and Customs, one, that you're intending to claim, but also on what projects. And the kind of level of information you should provide is some project background. You should talk about the baseline position of that technology. You should then talk about what you're doing, what extra knowledge and capability you're creating over and above that baseline, what the technical uncertainties are, or scientific uncertainties in the eyes of a competent professional. And then you need to describe the work undertaken to try in an attempt to resolve those uncertainties. Keep it relatively brief. It does look very long on this screen, very long. However, you can see the column's not very wide, but keep it, to point as well. Don't waffle on, to the point. You're notifying them at this stage, extremely important. So let's just go back to the slide, transition back to there. So here we go. So that's the pre-notification form. That is for new claimants and anybody that's not claimed, made a claim in the last 3 accounting periods. It's for accounting periods starting on or after the 1st of April 2023. Extremely important you submit this form if you fall into those categories. If you don't, then your R&D tax claim will be rejected. Okay? So remember, you have up to 6 months after your year end. So if you've got 12 months, year end, 1st of April 2023, ends 31st of March 2024, you have until the 30th of September 2024 to get that form in. Okay, extremely important. The next one is the online claim form. This is something that HM and Customs have been working on for many years. I mean, I saw something on this probably about 5-6 years ago when I went to a consultative committee meeting at HM and Customs, and finally it's been released. This online claim form is compulsory from the 1st of August 2023 for all claims. It's effective. Once again, you have to complete this form if your accounting period starts on or after the 1st of April 2023. And it does go into quite a lot of detail. Of course, you have to provide all your contact information. You have to provide, I'll tell you what, I'll go across now. So just give you an indication of what's going on here. So let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look. So, okay, fine. Let's go up to the top here and basic information, company details. Put your contact details in, great, accounting period. You have to put in your qualifying expenditure and you have to categorise what that is. You then go through So all your obviously eligible R&D costs. You have to include the amount of indirect qualifying expenditure. I'm not going to go in what indirect activities actually mean. I can do that in a separate video. And then we get into the important area, the project details. So if you're claiming up to 3 projects, you've got to put information in for all 3 projects. If it's 4 to 10, you've got to put in at least 3 projects, but minimum, you've got to cover a minimum of 50% of the R&D expenditure being claimed. And if you get 11 to 100 projects, then you need to describe those that account for at least 50%. Once again, a minimum of 3. If your qualifying expenditure is split across multiple smaller projects, you must describe the 10 largest. And then the level of information you require is, what is the main field of science or technology? What's the baseline position? And point 3 here, the most important point for any R&D tax claim, what advance in that scientific or technological knowledge, the word knowledge is extremely important there, did the company aim to achieve? So then you have to then go through what the technical uncertainties were that company faced and how you seek to overcome those uncertainties. So quite a lot of information. You can still supplement this with an R&D tax claim relief report, which I would suggest you do, because you can then talk about some of the guidance that you've followed, the support that you've had, the process and approach you went through to prepare the claim. A lot of things, in addition, we would put in a standard in the report is not contained on this form. So I would suggest that if HM Revenue and Customs, you complete this online form and they've got some questions over it, I mean, the supplementary information may answer those questions. I would still put an R&D claim report, even though they have this online form. Absolutely. Okay, so once again, that's mandatory from the 1st of August 2023. And I'm just going to go back to the slide I was on here. Okay, yeah, we're back here. Mandatory from 1st of August 2023 for accounting period starting on or after the 1st of April 2023. Now, the last area is R&D tax rates. They have changed. Unfortunately, they've gone down rather than up. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. And they've always been going up, and suddenly we've now going down. I think this is all about a realignment between the large company, which is known as the RDEC scheme, Research and Development Expenditure Credit, and the SME scheme, R&D Tax Relief. They seem to be merging those schemes. There is some talk at the moment, and they're going through consultation on how that would work. But I think the SME rates are now getting closer to the rates that you get for the RDEC. So at some point they're going to merge the 2 schemes. I think it's a great idea. I just want to make sure that it's done in a fair and reasonable way. So I will get involved with that consultation, or I am involved in that consultation. So the next stage is R&D tax rates. Let's see what's happening there. So we basically have what known as the additional enhanced relief. It's gone down from 130% to 86%. So basically, for every £1 of R&D cost you spend, you used to get extra £1.30 to knock off your taxable loss or profit. Now you only get 86p. Not great news. And then the tax credit payable rates. This is when you cash in losses. We surrender those losses in order to get cash back. I mean, literally cash back in terms of money from HM Revenue and Customs. You were cashing in losses in at 14.5%. You can cash them in for 10% if you are what they call a non-intensive R&D business, which basically means that your R&D costs are less than 40% of your total expenditure. If they're more than 40%, you still get the 14.5%. What does that mean in terms of physically what R&D tax credits are now worth for every £1? They used to be worth, for profit-making business, nearly 25p. Now they're 21.5p, so it's come down. I appreciate that you've got different corporation tax rates here as well, so they've been factored in, 19% up to 25%. Then loss-making SMEs, we're getting somewhere between nearly 19 to 33p in the pound. Unfortunately, if you are a standard rate i.e. less than 40% R&D intensity. It's now 9 to 19p. Not so bad for, if you're R&D intensive, you're getting 12.5p to 27p in the pound. But as you can see, overall rates have come down. As I said, this is a realignment to the large company scheme, and I think that consultation will be bringing the two schemes together, so we just have one scheme, which is pretty common throughout Europe, to be fair. Okay, so I think that's about it. I just thank you for your time. If you've got any questions, you know where I am. You've got telephone number on there. You've got my email address. Please subscribe to this channel. We will be putting out more and more content, keeping you updated with tax incentives such as the R&D tax, as well as any kind of innovation grant opportunities. I hope you enjoyed watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Cheers.